What is up, you gorgeous, fabulous creatures, and welcome to another brand new episode of the Losing It podcast. You're here with your fabulous host, Kylie Pax. We are doing a mid-year reset, honey. I am so over my own bullshit. I can't wait. I'm going to be locking. You know how, well, I don't actually hop on TikTok because I just feel I'm way too old for that. I don't know what I'm thinking. I know I should be on there. Probably. Should I be on there? I don't know. If any of you are TikTok girlies, you have to come and let me know what the advantage is and why it's so fabulous. But I'm an Instagram girl, and everybody over there is talking about having this fabulous rebranding. They're going to be rebranding. And I thought, you know what? This is genius. I've rebranded my business so many times. Why have I never thought of applying this to my life? So we are coming in hot today with some steps to rebrand. I'm going to talk you through exactly what I'm doing, what caused me to feel like I even needed to do this, and then how you can do it too. So strap yourselves in, honey. This one is going to be a good one. And of course, if you're loving the podcast and you want to hear more, please remember to hit that subscribe button. That's what's going to push this out in front of new women. And you're probably thinking, why should I give a shit if any new women listen to it? Because I'm asking you nicely, sister. I show up here every single damn week. Okay, mental note, don't throw a hissy fit. Okay, your girl would be ever so grateful if you would like to hit the subscribe button. I would be very thankful. Thank you. Thank you in advance. Okay, sis. So here we are, basically in July, and I've realized that my ratchet behavior and excuses have got me nowhere. I remember promising myself in December last year, I was going to have a rock solid plan and a structure, and I was going to start implementing it from January 1st. Do you think that's happened? Where's the plan? Show me the plan. There's no plan. I don't see a plan. So now here I am, almost halfway through the year, and I don't know about you, but I really had this moment this week where I went, damn it, where has this year gone? And more importantly than where the heck is it gone, what have I done with it? So today's episode is a little bit different. This is not your kind of typical masterclass, here's 8 dot points and you connect them all together to get your dream life. This is not about me sort of handing you a framework with a bow on it. This is a chat between you and me, between us besties, just us girls, because I really want to call myself out on these things before I come for your ass, and then we're going to be doing it together. This is the mid-year reset that nobody does because everybody's so obsessed with January. But honestly, I think July 1st is an even better time to give yourself a reset because you've gone through all the kerfuffle of the first half of the year. We've all got our training wheels on in January and February, and then by March, we're really over the fuss anyway. This is your real second chance, and I'm not about to let it slide past without taking advantage of it. So my goal is for you to do it with me. Now, here's where you're going to want to put your phone on D&D and settle in for the ride because I'm going to be very real with you here. This is not the most polished episode that I've ever done, but there's a couple of things that I promised myself over and over again this year that I have not followed through on. One of them, I've just been struggling with this forever, is the alarm going off in the morning, and I used to hit snooze all the time instead of getting up because I don't know. I would tell myself every excuse under the sun. I'm too old for this. I've already done the 5 a.m. start. I shouldn't be having to deal with this at this time of my life. Why the hell do I have to get up? It's uncomfortable. I don't have any clients first thing this morning. Why can't I rest? Honestly, someone should buy me a pack of, what are they called? The nappies that babies wear. Pampers, diapers, whatever. I should be getting around with them, and someone just shove a dummy in my mouth because it's embarrassing. My behavior was like, I was the most repeat offender when it came to getting up in the morning. I just refused to do it. But hold on. The problem isn't not getting up in the morning. The problem is that I kept promising myself I would, and then I didn't get up. I don't care what time me, you, or anybody gets up in the morning. What I care is that I kept breaking my promise to myself. You girls living in procrastination nation, and it's the most annoying part. But it's not like I didn't know what to do. I just refused to do it. I knew exactly what the move was. I could hear the alarm going off. I felt that split second of, okay, today's the day. And then I just let it slide again. I was hitting snooze and I was telling myself I would definitely do it tomorrow. And you know my fabulous saying that I'm rolling out all the time. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. If I thought that the only problem area was going to be restricted to just that morning alarm going off, no, I was BSing myself. What a tripper. I was caught in a gridlock of excuses and I wasn't interested in even finding my way out. I'm telling you this, honestly, hand on heart, when I caught myself yesterday morning, I think it was, thinking, you know what, we're halfway now. Really, what's the point? Maybe I should just schedule this in for 2027. That's when I realized I was turning into a moaning myrtle, and I thought, no. We are not doing this. I'm not going out like that. This is the thing that I want to make very clear. And I talk to clients about this all the time, that you're going to either pay the price of evolving or you'll pay the price of staying the same. But there is no middle ground where you don't pay anything at all. And I was feeling worse and worse every single morning, not because of the extra sleep I was getting. That was fabulous. But what it was doing was giving me permission to stay up later at night and then sleep in later. Now, don't stress. Your girl wasn't getting up at 2 in the afternoon, but I wanted to get up at 5 or 6. I was getting up at 7 or 8. It's not a big difference. It's not terrible, but it's not what I had promised myself I was going to do. I didn't lose 20 kilos because I said that I would make different food choices and stop eating so much chocolate and stop binge eating and then not do it. That's not how I lost 20 kilos. So rather than switching my goal, I decided to remove the obstacles. Now, the obstacles to me getting up at that time in the morning are first and foremost the time that I go to bed at night. Secondly, you've got to look at your phone. So the second thing that I did was that I took the snooze option off of my phone altogether. Now your girl's phone goes off, the alarm goes off, and I can absolutely hit it and turn the alarm off. That's not the problem. The problem is that I know that it's not going to repeat. So if I choose to turn it off, I will go back to sleep and then I will miss whatever appointments I have upcoming. I cannot allow that to happen. So the alarm goes off one time, it's neat, it's tidy, I close the loop and I got to get the freak up. See, this is the problem with our excuses. We tell ourselves, I'll start tomorrow, I'll start next Monday, or even me, I'll start next year. It feels really comfortable because it relieves the pressure that you're feeling in that moment. It's like a pressure valve and it releases and you think, good, okay, I don't have to deal with this right now. But that's not true. Like I said, you're always paying a price. It's not actually true because it's as if the next 6 months don't count. Of course they count. It's ridiculous. How absurd. They're going to happen whether you decide to show up for them or not. So this is the part that's so important. You will never become the woman who finishes the year strong while simultaneously carrying on as the version of you that you have already been running for this past 6 months. The one who stalls on her habits and she's got the same defaults and she's hitting the snooze button. She's the one that's going to end up with the same shit ass result and then wonder why she ended the year feeling so bad. Well, babe, that's just math. So if you've been doing this too, and I know some of you have, don't even pretend to be like you haven't. This episode is going to be for both of us. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to call BS on your write-off story. Telling yourself that this year is basically a write-off and I'll just start again in January. That's not a plan, sunshine. That is a permission slip and a bad one. You've given yourself permission to just coast for the next 6 months and then you've called that some kind of strategy. I don't think so. The minute you catch yourself thinking, and listen, you will because I did, that is your cue. When you find yourself waving those little excuses around, that's the red flag that you need to pay attention to. It's not a reason for you to spiral, but it is the information that you need. So, okay, there's the story noted, and we're not going to be making that purchase. The second thing that you're going to do is you're going to audit without drama. Now, this is not about beating yourself up. I really need you to understand. It's just about having a very quick, honest appraisal. What's actually happened in the first 6 months. You don't need to sit there and be like, I'm such a failure. I'm so useless. This is never going to happen. Please tell me how helpful that's been in the past. Not very? Oh, I'm so surprised. Dial that down and recognize it's just noise. I want you to look at the actual patterns. So for me, it was clear as day. Same triggers every single time. Alarm goes off. I'm tired because my ass stayed up too late the night before. And I start negotiating with myself. And then for 10 seconds, I'm just like pretending this doesn't matter. And I'm telling myself some delulu stories and not delulu in a good way. I'll wake up naturally when I need to. No, I didn't. I've done it multiple times now and I've woken up very late. So what are your excuses that you need to audit? Where is the Monday start and then the Friday quitting showing up for you? Just acknowledge it. Don't need to create a big drama. We also don't need to roll out the excuse parade. Don't judge yourself. Just audit it. You want to start by looking at your system. That's always the first place to start because it might not be a you issue. You might have all the determination in the world, but if your system isn't supporting you, then it doesn't matter how much determination, motivation you've got. You're going to always act from desperation. The third thing that you got to do, and this is what a big one was for me, this is where I found the big win, was decide who's going to be running the show for the next 6 months. Is it going to be the old version of you with her lame-ass excuses, or is it going to be the new version of you? Who is going to be driving for the second half of this year? You cannot reach this new, amazing, incredible, unrecognizable version of you while you're dragging the baggage of the old version of you behind her. That baggage cannot come along for the ride because that old her, she's the one who was negotiating with alarms. She was the one that was telling herself, I don't need to stop eating at 80%, like Kylie says. I'll just have a few more bites. It's only salad. How much harm can it do? Then you would get on the scale a few days later, see that all this overeating was, in fact, impacting your weight, spiral out of control and binge for the next fortnight. These are the default settings that we've been running for years and they have have to go, because the new version of you, that one who shows up like a badass and she knows what she deserves, she knows what she wants, and she knows how she's going to get there, she's the one who actually finishes December 31st and goes, yep, I was a baddie. I showed up for myself. I didn't negotiate. I already decided how it was going to be, and now it's come to fruition. That decision gets made the night before, not the night before December 31st. It gets made the night before of every day. You don't make these decisions at 5 a.m. You're cloudy, you're foggy, you don't know what the fuck you want. You just want to keep sleeping. Your mood is going to dictate everything at that time. If you don't have a strong structure, then you will end up talking yourself out of it. The fourth thing you need to do is remove the friction. And this is where it gets very practical, because I'm not about to tell you, well, you just don't want it bad enough. That's BS. I wanted to be my highest, hottest, most fabulous version of self my whole life. I wanted it very bad. You can't tell me that a girl that refuses to eat for, how long did I stop eating for? I think it was 40 days. I didn't eat any food. I drank some fruit. No, it wasn't even fruit juices. I drank vegetable juices. What kind of an idiot drinks fruit juices? Fruit is the devil. I was only drinking 2 vegetable juices per day. Big ones, probably half a litre each time. That's all I was, and that's all I had for 40 days. That's just one of the many crazy ass diets that I've done in my whole life. I wanted to be thin, lean, fabulous very badly, but that wasn't a strategy. That was desperation. And of course I would end up diets like that. In the end, I would always binge my way out of them. It doesn't work. So here's what you've actually got to do. You've got to remove the friction. Don't change the goalpost. Think about it. You know, over the Christmas period when basically the whole world shuts down and you want to go and drive from, say, your house to your friend's house and there's nobody else on the road. Is that not the best 2 freaking weeks of your life? When everybody else is off doing their things and gone on family holidays and they're having their staycations and doing all kinds of things, and there's nobody around on the road, and you can get to anywhere you want to in about 4 seconds flat because there's no friction on the road. There's no other traffic. I live for those 2 weeks of the year. I want to go and do every chore that I ever needed to do and had to drive to get it done. I want to do it in those 2 weeks of the year. It's fabulous. We love it. It's fabulous. Now compare that to your typical morning gridlock traffic. That is bad, very, very bad. When you're stuck in traffic and now there's road work and you're already late because, like me, you didn't get up with the alarm. That is the worst and most painful time to be on the road. But that Christmas scenario that I just gave you, there's no friction. You can get from A to B in record time. Well, that's what you want to do with your life. Remove the friction, but don't change the goalpost. You want to be removing the moment where you would naturally talk yourself out of doing the thing you know you need to do. Don't rely on willpower. You're not going to have it. Well, certainly, at least you're not going to have it when you need it. Set up your systems the night before or the day before, or get chat to set them up for you and get them written out and concreted in your front pathway so there is nothing left for you to decide. You already know, okay, my ass gets up at this time and then I drink a liter of lemon water and then I do my prayer or my meditation or my journaling or my sunbathing, whatever it is that you're going to do, but you've got it listed out. I'm actually working with Claude at the moment to set out my new morning routine for the next 6 months because I am not going to be finishing the year in the same place that I'm sitting right now. The fifth thing you want to do is tackle one decision at a time, people, just one. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, oh no, this is too much pressure. I don't know. I need to change everything. I've got to overhaul everything. And how will I get it all correct? First of all, it's not too much pressure. It's just one decision today. And that's literally it. You don't need to be perfect for the next 6 months. What you need is predictability. Your results are not reliant upon a perfect record of you showing up and executing every single thing on your list every single day. That's not how you're going to hit your goal weight and become unrecognizable by the end of the year. The way it will happen is because you are doing 1% better, one tiny choice, one micro moment each day. That's how it's going to happen because you're remaining consistent. You're not remaining at your highest level every day, but you are remaining consistent every day. That's where the miracles happen. Don't look at every decision. Just look at today's decision. You want to try and pivot so today goes in the way you want it to go, and then you'll face tomorrow when it arrives. Those are the decisions that compound. It's never one big heroic decision that sets the tone and now you're fit and fabulous. It's 184 tiny, small, little ones that get stacked. Now, the last thing you're going to do here is set your marker. Ask yourself, what does I didn't write this year off and I actually got my ass moving look like for you when December 31st rolls around? And I don't want you to be vague or fluffy here. Get very, very specific. So I can already tell you, for me, it's going to be getting up super early. I feel like I almost want to punish myself now. Like, well, your lazy ass wouldn't get up at 6, so now I'm going to make you get up at 5. And if I wanted to set myself up for a challenge, that would definitely be it. For me, it's going to be doing several things. One is I'm quitting my gym membership. I know. Don't all come at me. All you girlies who love the gym. I have hated the gym from the moment I first joined when I was a teenager. Periodically, I make myself go back and just give it a crack, but I'm done with it. In fact, I'm so done with it that my gym membership is now lapsed behind. I think they're emailing me telling me that my payments keep failing and I don't go. So now here's my punishment. Now I'm going to have to pay the shortfall before they're going to let me cancel the damn membership. Don't be like Kylie, people. Don't be like Kylie. But I already have exercise equipment in my own house. I've got a treadmill. I've also just bought a walking pad off of Amazon. I have got bands. I've got weights. I've got a weight ball. I know everything to do. And I prefer doing it at home in my pajamas. I don't want to have to get dressed up and go to the gym, especially not at this time of year. If you want to talk about removing the friction, remove the friction. It's going to be much easier for me to work out at home in my pajam jams than it is for me to put on a face of makeup and go to the damn gym. So babe, this is it. This is the whole reset. You've got 184 days left in this year. That is not nothing. That is more than enough time to prove that you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. If you want the real structure around this, not just the motivational fluff, but the real structure, because we all know motivation is not reliable. Standards are. That's literally what the Bombshell Blueprint exists for. It's not about knowing more information. You're all very smart, sexy, savvy, and switched on. You know what to do. It's about finally having the support and the system that makes it impossible to keep quietly negotiating your way out of your goals at 5 a.m. The link is in the show notes, so you definitely want to check it out. And if this one hit home for you today, please share it with a woman who needs to hear it. Maybe she's having her own I'll start next year moment. And girl, it is only June right now. So thank you so much for joining me here again today. And as always, please remember the only person who has the power to change your life is you. When you realize that relief and results rarely come from the same decision, and shoot for predictability over perfection, babe, of course, that's when you've got what it takes. I'm sending you tremendous amounts of love. Please remember to hit that subscribe button. I cannot wait to see you again in a couple of days because remember, we're coming in twice a week now. Love you all so much. Until then, gorgeous ones, bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to shimmy your butt over to KyliePax.com and join me inside of the Bombshell Blueprint so you can stop emotional eating and start losing your weight now. You'll also find helpful notes and resources inside my past podcasts that will help you lose your weight without losing your sanity. I will see you next week.